Hi, I'm Elsie Maio, the founder of Humanity, Inc., the SoulBranding Institute, and passionista for the emerging role of business in society. Over the next few minutes, I'll show you why. I'm both enthusiastic and fully committed to helping leaders along this path. The global companies I'll show you have been redirecting their core competencies, their core operations, and linking their fates directly to the well-being of the people and communities they serve. And they are thriving. The sample I've selected for you spans industries and sectors. They're companies in fast-moving consumer goods, IT services and consulting, and in banking. But first, to better understand what they're doing, take a look at the context in which they're doing it. Business today is one of the least trusted institutions in society. On one end of the spectrum, people feel that business does not have their best interests at heart. And at the worst end of the spectrum, people feel that business is deliberately acting at their personal expense. The financial services sector is an obvious case in point today. I think we ignore data on this trust gap at our peril. For example, just take a look at where the tobacco industry is wound up, at the bottom of the barrel, regulated, litigated, and shamed. Were there warning signals? Sure. And consider the trust gap that exploded into the Arab Spring and Occupy Wall Street. And of course, financial services, trusted just this much more than big tobacco today, is beginning to feel the sting of global regulatory reform. Data like these can seem ominous and heavy, but I also see the trust gap as our friend, as a wake-up call to transform and to the nature of the opportunity. Right now, the data points to this opportunity for business to engage with humanity as such, not just as consumers of transactions, but as people. In short, people are clamoring for business to transform from a narrow me and my sustainability agenda to an inclusive commitment to we. One of the shining stars to leap that S-curve is Unilever. Its courageous leader, Paul Polman, has tied the company's goals and operating behavior to an inclusive we agenda of extreme mutual value with society. Pretty words, but more important for me, Unilever is not just about talking about it, branding about it. It is doing it at scale. How can an FMCG company double the people we reach, as Pullman put it, while improving their health and reducing negative system impacts? What does that actually look like? In this brave new world, you don't know what you don't know. It's about trial and error, guided by collective wisdom and bold transformative goals. For instance, in product innovation, Unilever is learning to crowdsource and even crowd partner with patient investment and to measure success in terms of its holistic impact on the innovator from the crowd, on the company, on the people whose lives are being improved. Putting that in action takes concerted leadership, humility, and willingness to make mistakes while developing those new skills. For example, just to kick off an innovation program, Unilever hosted a 24-hour live dialogue with 2,300 people in 70-plus countries to learn, as they put it, co-create leading-edge ideas and share best practices. One of its discoveries is a case in point, the Wonder Bag. It's an inexpensive device that reduces the cost, extends access to cooked meals, as well as to refrigeration for huge populations of the poor. At the same time, it reduces the environmental footprint and the health risks associated with their breathing in dangerous cooking fumes. This simple device was developed by the Durban, South African entrepreneur and poverty activist, Sarah Collins. It's aimed at societies where fuel is expensive or time-consuming to gather. And it was discovered by Unilever, personally promoted by Paul Polman, and has already created deep reserves of core mutual value for the company and society, both. Unilever's pilot program distributed that bag for free to their customers who purchased 3 boxes of their curry powder. The project was twice as successful as projected. Subsequent plans projected an additional 5 million Wonder Bags in South Africa. And Sarah's team now aims to distribute 100 million bags by 2015. The impact? Up to 10% of these families' total household income can be saved in fuel costs with the Wonder Bag. It's estimated to reduce emissions by up to half a ton of carbon dioxide per year if used 3 times a week. And Unilever doesn't have an exclusive distribution arrangement for having given the Wonder Bag its start. Incidents like this could be just a collection of good ideas, good works, new entries for an award-winning sustainability report. If it weren't for the fact that those practices are being institutionalized around metrics at Unilever that tie social impact with company performance. IBM is another example of a business authentically creating and institutionalizing what we're calling core mutual value with society. I know firsthand that IBM launched a major transition by deeply exploring the economic value of values, crowdsourcing its employees' human values, and integrating its business strategies accordingly. One of those values, innovation that matters for our company and the world, surfaced among IBM's employees as primary of importance. And now it seems to drive 2 of the most material examples of core mutual value that IBM brings. Its core competence in systems and IT strategy to create that social good. And of course, municipalities are a burgeoning source of business growth for Big Blue. Now that's the win-win-win. That's creating core mutual value with society. A second example from IBM is its celebrated Corporate Service Corps. An elite group of handpicked top talent from IBM competes heavily for the privilege of moving the needle on poverty relief and local community impact in the developing world. 90% of those volunteers describe that program as the best one they've been part of. And IBM is spreading that success. It's sharing access to that program with other companies. And even cooperating with the State Department, it's promoting skilled international volunteerism to the business community. IBM is reinforcing its own sector leadership in the we world of 21st century business and society. Finally, even the much maligned and mistrusted financial services sector has some bright lights shining in the we territory. One of these is Triodos Bank. I know firsthand that Triodos also built its growth platform from its social values on up. Its core industry competence is primarily retail and SME banking and lending. And this 30-year-old, continuously profitable bank lends only to businesses that bring lasting positive change. It prominently features those business customers on its sites in the virtuous circle of its stakeholders, with whom and for whom it creates sustainable local communities. You can just click on the site and track down on a geographical map where in your neighborhood those loan customers are located. And you can go and give them your business. And like Unilever and IBM, Triodos has taken social marketplace roles a step further into industry leadership. Peter Blom, Triodos' CEO, founded the Global Alliance for Banking on Values. It recently issued the Berlin Declaration to transform the banking system. That's the kind of positive action and courage that the trust gap can catalyze in a leader, if we would seize that opportunity. In closing, we've just seen a few ways that a company can choose to evolve from the old model of supporting a worthy cause to profitably be the cause of deep social value. And that's the model that we mean by our own name, Humanity, Inc., Business Brilliance for Social Good. I hope you will share what you discover including the challenges you encounter on the path, traveling into the future together as we. Thank you.